Another fault. What's up, y'all? This is Pod.cannion. This is like another review session. So this is technically like a cult classic that I haven't watched yet until just now. So I'm about to do a little review about it. It's called The Room. Now, apparently, like the little background with this movie is that apparently like this was like written, directed, and like starred by like a person, and then they like made this movie with like little to no money. I could be wrong, but I was like, it's to the point where like they made a movie about the movie that I watched, like the creation of that movie. So I feel like that in itself was worth a review or something. So I'm gonna like review like what pretty much happened and like, well, first of all, I'll just give my thoughts on the movie. It was interesting. Now, obviously, my expectations are low because I was like, if this is low budget, it's gonna be low budget. But honestly, there were like a couple of actors that was good. Like the mom actor was good. The now obviously the director, he probably had the worst acting out of all of it, but it's like, you know what I'm saying? It's fine because you have multiple hands in this. Now, um I guess I'll like go through the movie in my head a little bit. So I know it starts out with now I'll say this, I watched this on YouTube, so like apparently there are like 11 minutes worth of sex scenes in this movie. On YouTube, all of that gets skipped. So technically 11 minutes worth of content I have not seen with my eyes, but I feel like I got the gist of the picture and everything like that. So the main character, who is like Johnny, he buys a dress for his soon to be fiance named Lisa. This is like the opening scene, and then it seems like someone who I thought was their son, but it's not their son. But without context, I was like, what is actually I was like, what the fuck is actually going on? This little kid, he's not even a little kid. He seems like he's in high school. Like that's what he's trying to portray. And they're clearly about to like get it on. But the the kid, I was like, this can't actually be like their like little person, you know what I'm saying, their kid or anything, because he was like, can I watch y'all? And I was like, excuse me. I was like, hold on. I was like, what the fuck is actually happening right now? So yes, they say no, and he goes upstairs anyways and pillow fights with them, and then he leaves, and then they go do what they do for a little bit. Him being in the bed, being like, I like to watch y'all. That, like, even if he was joking, I didn't know he was joking at that time. I was like, yo, what am I actually about to watch? So then, you know what I'm saying? We realize when she is talking to her mother that this bitch is like playing a game. Like, she's like, I'm not even in love with Johnny anymore. And from my perspective, I'm like, okay, this dude walked in, got you a dress off rip. Y'all done did the dirty. And your reasoning for not wanting or like not having feelings for him anymore is that you said he's boring? And like, I can understand that to a certain extent. People always change, you know what I'm saying? And it's okay to have different desires as time goes on. But it's just the situation that she's in and the way that she's presenting it that just proceeds to rub me the wrong way more and more as we proceed through this movie. Um it's like, for like, I'm really not feeling her saying this right now. It's like, you want to leave because he's boring, and saying like, oh, he'll get me anything I want, but that doesn't matter. I'm out of love with him. Cool. So leave the man and don't just benefit off of him if you clearly don't have that connection anymore. But this is the thing that people will do, is that if they see the connection that you'll bring, even if they feel like they don't share that connection with you, they will still continue. to see, you know what I'm saying, just reap as many benefits off you as they can until you are no longer useful. So that's why y'all, as people, got to really stand on y'all boundaries and stuff like that, and really know what your worth is. Because this is like one thing that, like, it would not fly. Like, this movie would not end the way it was if I was in the same situation as the main character. But pretty much, this doesn't look like the. So it makes a lot more sense. Like, okay. So, yeah. Mm, so, yeah. She's pretty much. I'm trying to think, like, does, like, right after she talks to the mom, she goes after the best friend? Um, it's like, okay. So, mm, okay. So, yeah, she calls Johnny's best friend up. Now, his name is Mark, but she calls him Babe on the phone. So I'm thinking, ah, is this her actual boyfriend? No, not yet, at least. So she's like, I need to talk to you. Can you please swing by the house? I need to talk about things. Even he talks about Johnny, and it seems like she doesn't want to talk about it. So they go to the house, and she is immediately trying to get freaky. Um, Now, Mark, he is like, Johnny's my best friend. We should not be doing this. W Mark at first, right? Um, you know what I'm saying? He's about to get up and leave. But something makes him fold at the last second, and they do the do. At the end, he feels guilty. That post nut clarity comes up. He's like, yo, we can never do this again. And I feel like I betrayed my friend. Let's not do this anymore. It's done. We're done. Cool. One and done. So after that, right? They're they're cool. You know what I'm saying? They don't say anything. Lisa. Well, you'll see another thing. The next time he pops up, like last time was a dress, this time he brings her roses. And apparently, this is a common thing that he brings her roses. Obviously, when he brings her roses, she doesn't have any real reaction. Like, I'm really noticing, like, the fakeness in her reaction and stuff like that. But, yeah. She pours up a. Okay, so first, he gives her the roses. She says how the promotion is going. Because one of the key things about her staying with him is that she feels like he's going to get a promotion to get even more money to support their lifestyle or whatever. He does not get the promotion and he's venting about it. So she's like, you know what you need? You need a drink. Now, apparently he doesn't drink or anything, but he drinks for the one time or whatever, like that. Now, this is where I'm thinking I might have missed something very clear or key. Because remember, all the sex scenes, because it's YouTube, it gets they practically skipped it. Um, but pretty much like she's like, you need a drink or whatever. I see her pouring the drinks, and she does something like this. So I was like, is this poison? Is this poison? It wasn't poison. Um, they drink or whatever, they have fun. She has a tie on her head for some reason. Like, I guess that's their indication of super drunk or whatever. So then she goes back to the mom after they do what they do and whatever. And she says to the mom, I told you I just don't love John anymore. And on top of that, he was drinking yesterday. I'm not going to add in any details about me peer pressuring him to drink because he did not get his promotion. He needs to relax. No, he said he wasn't drinking. He was drinking yesterday. He didn't get promotion and he hit me. Now, I didn't see you know what I'm saying, the scene, so I don't know if there was some role play going on in there, but without the, you know what I'm saying, all the dialogue from Johnny's perspective, he says he didn't hit her. So, that's what I'm going with. I could be wrong. We will see. Um, but yeah, Johnny, oh my goodness. It's like, so in a middle scene, right? Um, we find out that like these like teenage people that are like around the house, these are actually people that Johnny has helped like sponsor because they don't really have good parents in their life. So it's just building up the character of Johnny, showing that he is a good person and that he kind of doesn't deserve this, right? So, um boom. He so one of the people is sort of in trouble. He's about to get blamed. Um Now, he had told Johnny to go up there, but he didn't say the reason. So when he sees the blammer, they take him to the cops, but now the Lisa is like pressing him, saying like, "Why did you get the money?" or "Why did you owe him money?" Drugs. Drugs. And like just I'm not gonna lie, just the pressing, that's kind of accurate with little kids. So they got that sort of right. It was just a little bit dramatic, you know. So boom, Lisa spins back again. Well, first she calls what's his name on the phone. Is like, "I miss you. My husband's just in the bathroom, but I just had to tell you that, just to plant that seed or whatever." So boom, she, for some reason, like, I don't get this with females, like, she had so many opportunities to be like, "Hey, why don't you be a responsible adult and break this up like an adult?" I don't want to talk about it. Oh my gosh. The every time she spams, "I don't want to talk about it," I got a little pissed off. I can't lie. I definitely got a little pissed off because it's like, you're a grown ass fucking woman. Why is it so hard to have some accountability? Ugh, I guess that's only the man's job, right? Fuck. Anyways, so literally, she goes back to the mom again and tries to press home the fact that, mm, you know, she doesn't want to be with Johnny anymore. And Johnny is practically spiraling anyway. So she's setting all these little things up to hopefully convince the mom to let her break off. Um, Shout out the mom. She was like a really convincing actor, whoever she played. And the way that the mom acts really shows you where Lisa is getting this type of behavior from. Because even though like none of them can really take accountability for what she does, when you see that the character of the mom, the way that she moves and everything, and that everything else is other people's responsibility, it kind of shows a little bit of justification for the character Lisa and why she can never, never take accountability, never be like an actual adult, but want to blame other people. Like it was so baffling. It was so insane looking at it. But she's like, "Yes, I've cheated on him. I don't want him anymore," or whatever like that. And Johnny is listening to this. I'm like, finally, you said it without actually saying it. So now he knows. So he puts in a little code or whatever. No, it's like a recording device. So he puts in a little recording device to be able to hear the calling conversations he can have in the future. So he's like, "Oh my gosh, um, it's really on his mind," because they're pulling up to like the show or whatever. Well, there's like three events that happen. They're supposed to be that are supposed to happen. It's supposed to be the birthday, then like a little honeymoon or whatever, then the wedding. The wedding is a month in advance. The birthday is like a couple of days away. I think like 2 days. So she put that seed in his mind, and bro just ate it up. I can't lie, because on his mind, like he goes up to her, like in person, and I'm thinking he folded. I'm thinking he folded already. But he's like, "Are you ready for your big day?" And she replies with, "I'm always ready. I'ma always be ready. I'ma be ready right now." You getting exposed. Mm, Nah. But anyways, Negroes, I swear, black people. But yeah, pretty much, um, it's really on his mind, and he's talking about some. Did y'all work it out? She's not worried about none of that. She is still focused on dude, and she's like, "Are we doing this right now? We can do this right now. Let me know." And they are actually about to fucking do it right there, and it's like, yo. Oh my gosh. And it's like she only cares about herself. Like that's really where I started to make this conclusion. Like I'm literally having notes saying like all this bitch does is care about herself. She cannot look at the other scenario. So yeah, this was something that is a little bit weird. Like so they're about to do it but they don't cuz one of Lisa's friends walks in. It's weird that Lisa puts her shirt on and then says, "Okay, you can come in now," when bro wasn't even done putting his fucking shirt on. So that just shows she really just does not care about how other people look at a situation as long as she is good. Little details like that, I really do pay attention to, dog. So it's like, that dumb bitch. And then they you know what I'm saying, Johnny and Max, the guy who's cheating on Lisa, Lisa's cheating on Johnny with, who is also Johnny's best friend. They go to a little coffee shop. They have a coffee and they're just talking about their day. But this was just a weird question I just have to put out there just so y'all can see. Is they're at the coffee shop. It's cool. It's like they're having a little scene. You know what I'm saying? Those people ordering the coffee. He asked how his job was. Johnny works at a bank. That's sort of like how he gets his money and how he was like financially supporting people, and he said he had a client, like an extra client. He cannot disclose that because he works at a bank. People like to be like, "Come on, let me know," but he's like, "Nope, I can't say it." So Johnny switches the subject by saying like, "Anyway, how's your sex life?" Dog, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I got the bros, you know what I'm saying? I ain't about to ask them what doonies they beat it down. I'm not gonna lie to you, dog. I don't be asking bro what duties he beat it down. He don't ask me what duties I be beating down. Especially like randomly. Like maybe like I get if you got to vent about something like a crazy messed up situation like this, but they're not even venting. Using that to switch the topic, switch the subject. What? That's weird. That's weird. That's very weird. Like no cap. And it isn't too far in the past, because when they leave, I noticed the dap up. They hit the hey. I was like, yo, this movie can't be that old. The dap up, like the and then the bruh. That was middle school when that shit started. I can't lie, that's just crazy. Um, And then like it's not really worth a comment, but like they go out and play football and stuff, and just the way that like they don't take this the wrong way, but just the way that like it seems like whoever the main character is, English is probably most likely, almost certainly not his first country he's lived in. So it's like nothing like I don't know the right way to explain this. It's like I can tell he's like using on what he thinks a great American pastime is. So maybe there are people who just run around and they have footballs and they just run and throw the football for 12 days straight. Not 12 days straight, but 2 hours straight. I know I would have a basketball, me, black man, find a hoop. That would be 2 hours worth of my day right there. So it's like, I get it. He's right to a certain extent, but I can tell that like this scene is not from experience. It's from like, you know, what I think they would be doing. That may make sense. That may not make sense. I don't know. We're gonna keep it going. Um, Boom. So, dude is getting stressed. Because they run into like the psychiatrist friend, and for some reason, it's like, dude, and I could be so wrong. Like, I could be so wrong about this order because I just watched this movie. But pretty much, because I think that might have happened before that, like the little interaction at the coffee shop. But I could be wrong. But yeah, he's after that moment, like with them in the coffee shop and stuff. He's like, "Yo." So yeah, after the coffee shop, that's when he slid over to the shorty, and then he folded, like I said before. And this is where I just start like, yo, I got this order all wrong, y'all. So I did have the order right. So he does go to the coffee shop. That's why I'm getting it wrong. It was coffee shop, dude folded, and then grown man bonding time. That is exactly, I think, what happened. Let me look at these notes. These are just me yapping notes. So I'm like putting it together, like while I'm like looking back at what I said. So this is when like this is why I just started ranting about Lisa, like just while the movie was going on. Is like I said, anytime it comes to any type of accountability, oh, I don't want to talk about it. Giving her that, doesn't everybody look out for number one? Oh, don't I deserve the best? What did Johnny do to you that was bad? Not a damn thing, but you still felt the need to give yourself any type of justification you needed to move on. But what does that do for him? And anytime anyone wanted to bring it up, you did not want to talk about it. But when it comes about your own personal gain and all that you have, all the I said you have all the breath in the world to talk about it and say I'm looking out for number one. I said you're a piece of shit. Fuck you, Lisa. She's a slice. And how in the fuck do you keep on folding that? Yo, my notes are hilarious. Cause on God, I was like, bro, how are you folding, bro? You know she's crazy. You said it out loud and then still spun the block. That pussy might be insane, bro. She might be hitting. Ah, but dude, but boom, okay. So they go on a jog. You know what I'm saying? Grown man bonding time, jogging and stuff like that. And then I think this is like the party, or like pretty much they're about to go out to a party. She's about to set everything up, or her mom did. I don't know, but yeah, just little things. You know what I'm saying? He kissed her on the cheek. She didn't kiss her back. She don't love Johnny. Remember? So you're in love with Mark, not Johnny. But it's the fact of the matter that she said, even if Mark can't provide. This is when she was talking to one of her friends. And you just realize how much she's like her mom. Because when she said, yeah, I love Mark, not Johnny. But when she got the question, what if Johnny or Mark couldn't provide to you like Johnny could? Her answer was, oh, I'll just go to the next dude. You see how the math ain't really mathing with that, and it's like, it's almost like childish levels, or like it's astounding the inability to think about what will the consequences of my actions possibly be. if I do so and so? It's like it actually blows my mind. But it's like you about to get married. This is also the foundation for you having a good place to live in general. Like, unless you want to live back with your mom, because there's like no evidence of you having a job. This man is going to the job and doing what he got to do, but you are sitting at the crib talking about how fucking bored you are. That shit is insane. So boom. So he like already heard, you know what I'm saying, some stuff that's going on. He's getting some suspecting things, so he puts the recording device in there. I thought he put that in there earlier, but hey, stop it. Stop it. So, I said, if all of this is getting recorded in the room, hold on. I didn't even want. Oh, okay, okay. So this was like sort of the conversation that was going on. And when I realized that the apple doesn't fall too far from the tree. Because the mom was talking about, even if you don't love this person, you still have to use him for your advantage. I didn't love your father. So I didn't love your father, but I still had to do what I needed to do to get to where I needed to. And it's like, oh, this makes a lot of sense. No, like, it's not like it justified her actions, but I got a little less angry at her because it's like, oh, okay. Even if you didn't know you were getting this from your mom, you were clearly getting this from your mom as a character standpoint. So she's like, yes, I have him wrapped around my finger anyways. And this is me cutting the bitch out some more with my things or whatever. So boom. They are, so now they're about to get this party scene going. So Johnny walks in and he's like, well, you know, they're like, surprise. And all the people are there. They have a quick party or whatever. They're quick scenes, but you get the gist of what's happening and everything like that. So this is where this dumb bitch makes some more dumbass decisions, talking about, let's all go outside and get some fresh air. So then everybody walks outside, and her and the person she's cheating with stays inside and are about to get nasty on the couch. Now, this is what I was talking about with the lack of brain cells and lack of, what could be the consequences of my actions if I decide to... No, that is not... She's not using that much brain power. You are giving her too much credit for the amount of brain power being used in that noggin. Because there's no way that even like was a thought in her mind. If you even had the... like, I just don't understand it. I just don't understand it. So then, boom... this dumb bitch. I called her a cuckoo in the notes. Like, the lack of brain cells and lack of situational awareness is just astounding. So Matt, and I said shout out to Matt, man, and we see you don't really care. You're in love, and yes. I was just ad-libbing Matt, but Matt pretty much was like, look, we know about Johnny, and you know that this will mess up Johnny. Now, you also know that this will destroy a lot of friendships. You need to make the responsible decision and tell Johnny what you're doing. That is the respectable thing. What do you think this dumb bitch said? Oh, I don't want to talk about it. This is just annoying. I just can't. So, it's like... Obviously, she don't want to talk about it, but the moment she's able to only talk about herself and not focus on anyone else, it goes to, I gotta look out for number one. I gotta make sure I live a little. I gotta make sure I can actually enjoy my... It's just dumb. I just hate how she just falls into victim mentality, but won't be an adult and take the accountability of your actions. Fucking say what you did. Or at the very least, you could have had this a lot less intense than what it's gotten to. You could have just been like, I don't love you anymore. Now, obviously, that's gonna hurt. That's gonna hurt, especially if he loves you. But if you don't have those feelings back, what is the fucking point of keeping him entertained, of lying, and then being with his best friend? That shit is insane. That shit is weird. And it's like, so they're about to squabble or whatever. Something stops them. I'm fast forwarding because they go back inside. Like, obviously, Lisa does not address the thing that they were trying to get her to address. And then, in front of her fucking fiance, she slow dances with the fiance's best friend in front of his face and acts like he's not gonna do shit, act like he's not gonna react, say it's none of his problem. Bitch, you haven't done something that you're supposed to do yet, which is break off the fucking relationship. If you could break off the fucking relationship, it wouldn't be his problem if y'all was slow dancing, because y'all already did what y'all had to do. But oh my gosh, this shit was this shit was insane. Like, I just could not understand this. So it's like, okay, we almost done. We almost done here. Dolo out the shower. We almost done. And it's like, never in my... So, like, after that, right, they have a little falling out or whatever. They do that. Dude smoking a J on top of the roof, just thinking. So I'm like, this is what made me think this was like a very old movie, is he was talking about, the psychiatrist was talking about, like, oh, what are you doing smoking that stuff? That's not going to have you think right, man. It's like, sir. Just for like, just for like food for thought. But this is the only note I had during that scene. Never in my life, even when I was on the verge of crashing out, did I ever smoke a J and spaz out on my friend and threaten to throw him off the ledge of a villain. The ledge of a building. This nigga is crazy. This nigga is crazy. And no, I'm not blaming the J for acting like that, because I can just tell these niggas don't smoke shit. I was like, I can tell these niggas don't smoke shit. You smoke that shit to stop you from crashing out and throwing niggas over a building. You don't smoke and then start acting like that. Start crashing out. So, we're almost done here. Not really, but I gotta wrap this up because I've been yapping a minute. So, pretty much, boom. Female still pissing me off with that. And this is the moment. It's like, this is another rant I had, where it's just like, what is it with this victim mentality? The moment you're like, oh my gosh, this female, this is like what I'm saying to myself, like one of the side off notes. I was like, oh my gosh, this female is really pissing me off. What is with this victim mentality? The moment anybody asks you, anytime, someone is like, hey, please have accountability. And your approach with it saying, maybe you should claim your actions. You know what I'm saying? Do something. You're like, no, I don't want to talk about it. And it's like, oh my gosh, I was just spazzing on her. So boom. It's almost over, pretty much. He's about to go back over there or whatever. And they pretty much have a crashing out. Not a crashing out, but just like a falling out, so to say. And the thing is, they never outright tell him. Like, Johnny locks himself in the bathroom, and then Lisa wants to try to talk to him for like 5 seconds because she feels bad for blatantly cheating in front of his face. And then, when he doesn't want to talk about it, obviously he calls her a bitch because that's what she fucking is. You know what this bitch does? She calls his best friend on the phone and is like, yeah, come get this. And remember what we said, Johnny has a recording device. So he plays the recording right in front of her. And he's like, how would you do this to me? I've given you everything. And she makes it about herself. She doesn't even try to acknowledge his feelings. And he hears the best friend also being sort of a loser, if I'm going to be honest. Loser for the coochie. I'm not gonna lie. Folded for the coochie like crazy. But I think at the end we're like he does this scene where like he's ah, ah, where you're just knocking everything off the thing. Is that where people get that scene from? Like, is that the origin of that iconic scene where a nigga just crashes out and just pushes everything off the countertops and throws a rock at the mirror and it breaks? Is that like the original scene of that? Hey, that might be a little iconic. I'm just saying that might be a little iconic. So yes, he crashed out. And this is when I said like in the beginning it never be me. Dude shot himself in the head and died. We get a little bit of satisfaction by seeing her realize, oh, look at what happens when you actually have consequences to your actions. I wanted to see her broke, but hey, we can use our imagination. And bless you. And the dude, like Mark, I don't like Mark either because he's not a solid friend. When it came to the coochie, when the coochie was pressed on him, you knew you were still in the wrong and you still folded for the coochie. Not only did you fold for the coochie many times, but you turn your back on your friend blatantly just to continue getting the coochie. Can't. That is, But yes, that was an entertaining watch. I can't lie. Entertaining watch. All right, you good, bro. I'm going to spark up in a little bit. Yes, sir. But yeah, bro, that was pretty much my review of this shit. Damn, I can't lie. This was a pretty decent film. Like, obviously, like, they didn't have a lot to work with, but based off of the stuff that they actually, like, were able to work with, this was a satisfying watch. Good pastime, I can't lie. Like, knowing my ADHD ass, I thought I wasn't going to get through the whole movie, but I stayed down with it, and it kept me fairly interested, even with, like, the little they had to work with. So, shout out those people watching the movie. I might watch a movie talking about how they made it or whatever. But, dang, yeah, that was all right. That was, like, really good, actually. Glad I was able to watch that and that I stopped, glad I stopped putting that off. That's my review of this movie. Because apparently it's a cult classic. Some of y'all might, it might be nice to like revisit something that may be a classic to y'all. And it was genuinely new to me. So yeah, I think that's it. Um, yeah. I might spark up. I guess I'll do like announcements just for the channel right now, just in case anyone's still watching. Yeah. So pretty much, uh, I'm gonna be gone for like a week, maybe, cause like I don't know how to describe it. It's like I'm sort of burnt out, but more than anything, I just know that I need just either like variety or like a break. But it's like I don't want to break what is working for the channel. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to mess up what I'm doing with it. So it's like obviously I'm gonna come back to the reactions and stuff when it comes when it you know what I'm saying when I eventually, but it's not the top of my priority, so to say. You know, it's not. Um, because I want to just be able to come to y'all with like the most energy possible. And I just know for a fact I won't have that energy. Like I could give y'all some videos, but mm, yeah, y'all get some videos like sometime this month. It's just one of those months for me where I just got to reflect on a lot of things, uh, genuinely, and Yeah, when I come back, y'all will know it. Y'all will see me back for sure. I just feel like giving like little yap sessions, that'll be at least a good in between period. Oh yeah, if like local artists drop or anything, I'll definitely tap into that. Because I like that. I like when local artists drop and stuff like that. So that's not going anywhere. Like that's always going to be a part of the channel. Um it's like what I'm thinking about doing is like I may like focus on music a little bit more with this channel, but then again, it's like my top viewed videos are like everything. Like, of course, I have some music related top viewed videos. I just have some reaction and like anime. It's like really, it just depends on what I feel like doing with this channel. But even still, like, I want to be able to continuously just give y'all something that y'all would mess with. Cause yeah, y'all are really appreciated over here, man. And I want to just continue to give back to y'all in any way that I can. So it's like I guess this review is also like I'm not going anywhere. I'm just taking my time a little bit more with this. And yeah, like always, I really appreciate y'all. Like what y'all do. Y'all are the goats. Y'all are the greatest. Y'all let me know something, bro. That's my yap for the day. If y'all liked it, like the video, subscribe if you're new, because all we do is chill over here. With that being said, y'all be great. Y'all be safe. Keep on getting to that bag. I'm gonna catch y'all in the next video. Peace.